This is Intellectual, and in today's anime review, we are talking about Samurai 7. So, I don't really have anything that I normally read, but in this case I will for the characters' names in this show, but basically I'll break the beginning of the show down. Basically, these two characters, they're farmers, and one's name is Kirara, and the other is Rikichi, from this village. Basically, there's these guys called bandits, and they basically are giant robots, giant mechanized robots, where I think people have their minds put into the machines, but they're giant, like, bandits, and they basically come by. They work for this, like, empire where there's an emperor and all that, and they basically take all the most of the crops that the farmers make and are under their rule. So finally this village gets tired of it, so they send them out, and Kirara and also her little sister goes with her. Komachi, I think, is her name. They all, and Rikichi, they go to hire samurai. Basically, they go to find samurai, and then that to help defend the village and get rid of the bandits, basically. So now that the story and the thing has been, like, come by, we can go down the list of characters. There are a lot of characters, but we'll start out with the two first ones. Rikichi. Rikichi is basically this scared guy, this scared farmer who's just scared of everything and doesn't really know how to stand up for himself or really do anything. He's really just a weakling for the most part until, like, later on in the series, but he just whines and complains, basically. And then you have Kirara, a more fiery type of girl, and she's really just driven. She keeps her eye on the prize, and she's still nice in some respects, but also she's, tough and knows what she has to do. But she's a water priestess that divines, like, where, like, water is, and uses water to, like, locate the samurai who's good and who's not and all that. So yeah. So now we're gonna go through each there are 7 samurai, which is the thing of this, like, series. And we're gonna go by the first samurai. His name is Kanbei, and he's basically the main character. He gets all the other samurai together. He tells her how many more samurai they're gonna need. He is the big boss. He's older, he's experienced from war, and he's just a badass. That's all there is to say. He's, like, calm, cool, collected, wise, just a badass, and knows what he's doing most of the time. I mean, that's all there is to say about him. He's pretty awesome. Probably the second best swordsman in the show. Or samurai, sorry. And then next, I guess we'll go over Kikucho. Kikucho is basically, he's a robot. He had his, like, I guess they have their minds, like I said, put in these robots. He's not a giant robot, but he's, like, when I say giant, I mean, like, building giant for the bandits. But he is more like, he's not that big, but he's somewhat big, but not that big. He's, like, a big human size, basically. And he is basically the joke character of the series. Like, I mean, he is powerful, but he's not really swift, and he's stupid and crude and like very annoying and obnoxious. So he's very immature, but sometimes he's actually pretty funny, and he's actually he can be pretty strong too. But that's just basically Kikucho's character. He also gets called Kiku for short in the series as well. So next, there's a lot of characters here that we gotta go over, but the next is Katsushiro, and he is basically the youngest of the samurai. His personality is he's too serious. He takes things too serious. He's, like, the youngest, and he's just, like, serious to a fault, and just, I don't know. He's just inexperienced, young, and just like uncertain of himself, and that's just like the basic like way of like how he is, and he gets made fun of with certain things, and he has a big crush on the main girl character Kiara and all that. So, and that's just like the basicness of his character. Then we have Heihachi, which he's like the mechanical. He's not a robot, but he's into machines, and like he knows how to operate them and work with machines and everything. And he's more laid back, joking, casual kind of person until you like get into something that like really makes him mad and different stuff. But he was also a part. I forgot to mention there was a war between samurai and other things, and basically the emperor and empire and bandits won. But there was a war and he was in it, and he was actually pretty young too. He's a little older than Katsushiro, but not by much, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, and he's just got his laid back attitude, and it's just how he is. He's into mechanical stuff, and that is him. The next character we'll talk about is Gorobei, and he's a pretty good skilled samurai as well. He was actually a street performer because he felt like that's a way that he could make money better. And he's, I don't know, I think he has a complex, like a thing, a fetish, if you will, for almost getting killed or almost getting hit or hurt. I don't know, because he seems to get great pleasure from it, but he's wise too. He's a little wise too, but also really, he's laid back too. He's like an old uncle or something that's more laid back and wise, I guess. But Gorobei is pretty cool. I mean, that's just the main thing about him. It's cool. Then we have Shichiroji. Shichiroji. Man, his name's really weird to say. Sorry, I took a second there. He like basically owns an inn with his wife, an inn where people can come and drink and eat and all that. He was basically Kanbei's right-hand man in the war. Like Kanbei called him his mate, like his first mate. So they were like basically like, you know, side by side fighting in a war and all that. So he uses kind of like a staff, like a long staff with a blade, more than just a samurai sword. But he's also laid back. Most of these samurai are actually really laid back, but I guess it's from the experience. But he's laid back and more of the charming type, I guess you could say, and more smooth and suave. But yeah, I don't know. It's really about all I can say about him. He's pretty neat. Then you have the last out of the 7. This has been a very long segment, and again, I will not be cutting anything out because I am unprofessional, you see. But basically, Kyuzo is he originally isn't a part of the 7. He actually tries to fight and kill Kanbei, which is why I say that Kanbei is the second strongest. Kyuzo uses 2 swords and actually almost bests Kanbei. But Kanbei turns his back to him and says that you can kill me later, basically. And throughout the series, Kyuzo is working for the emperor, or not the emperor, but a little bit more down. He's a bodyguard for someone who's in in a trade type thing. So basically, and he eventually turns on him, not on him, but things happen and they change, and he ends up joining them, mainly put. But he ends up joining them, and he's quiet. He's quiet and doesn't really say much, and is just this assassin type, and he's only there really to get his chance to kill Kanbei. So that's it for the characters for now. There's a lot more, and I didn't really do the best job at explaining them, but the characters are really fun, and I actually do quite adore the characters in the show, the Seven Samurai. So yeah, don't, like, if I made it like didn't sound very good with them, still give them a chance. And then now we can go to the art and animation. I believe Samurai 7 was made in 2014, and I love the animation to it. I love the sword fights, and I don't really see anything wrong with them. I think they're very good. So, like, that's all I can say about that. And then, I know that was really short, but I mean, they're good. And then we can go to the music. I don't remember much about the music, so I'm just gonna say it did its job. It did its job. It was fine. Nothing was special. Nothing stuck out totally, but it did its job, like most music does. And my personal feelings on the show, I really like it. It has action, but it also has like some calmer moments. And I don't know, it's just nice that it's not just like fight. There are breaks in it. And so, but I love the sword fighting action. Like, the animation is really good. Like, I love the characters. It's just all around good, and it's good. I don't know how to say it's good. Okay, so should you watch this series? It is a 26 episode series, and if you don't like sword fighting, you will not like this. If you do not like fighting of any kind, you will not like this. But I think if you do, and you can like that, and like, you really will like it. It's not probably like shonen super action, but when the action is there, it is good, and I think people can enjoy it for what it is. It's only 26 episodes, and it's not just action. It actually has a story to it as well. So I think I would recommend it to most, as long as you're into, anime such as that. And then, do I like the series? Yes, I do. I like it. I enjoyed it very much. I enjoyed the series very much. I actually own it. So I do enjoy the series very much. I like sword fighting. I like samurais, and the way they executed everything, I just liked it. So I don't know. I think it's worth a watch. So with that in mind, I am giving Samurai 7 a 6 out of 10. It's above average, and it's all around a damn good show, and I think it deserves a watch. So that's really my thoughts and opinions on it. So thank you all for watching. This has been Intellectual, and if you like the video, remember to hit the like button, and if you like my content and want more, consider subscribing. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.